price. One thing there is no debate about is that PTC has the best rates. Now, the best rates just got better because you pay half the price of the other guys with your PTC home internet and mobile services combined. Switching to PTC is a no-brainer because I pay less with PTC and get super fast internet with speeds up to 600 megs. The other guys, their internet only go up to 105 megs.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile. Visit a BTC store to make the switch today. Conditions apply.
Whenever my husband shops for hardware, tools, and automotive accessories, he always finds great bargains at Shop Smart stores, where the savings go a long way. And while he's shopping, I'm also taking advantage of the great savings. There's a wide variety of beauty products, toiletries, toys for the kids, and cleaning tools for the home. There's housewares from towels to cleaning liquids. At Shop Smart, shop a lot and save a lot.
This is the ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The following is a preamble of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Whereas 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now, know we therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of islands, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation, founded on spiritual values, and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation, and do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
It's Tuesday, April 26, 2022, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, a fall off in new COVID cases. FTX Digital Markets lays down roots. Young skippers making their debut at the National Family Island Regatta. And UB Fit celebrates its 5th anniversary. So let's start the morning off right.
Edition is brought to you by We Buy, You Sell Company, your leading hurricane impact windows, doors, and tile specialist.
and you stop trying. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mr. Charles Green Fisher this morning, feeling very good because my Boston Celtics put away the best team money can't buy, the Brooklyn Nets, last night in a 4 games. You were able to watch the game last night?
No, the game was watching me.
Oh, it sounded like you had such a great time down there in Exuma on the weekend. You're catching up on your sleep now.
It was rough, but we made it. We made it.
Yes, the Boston Celtics and Behemoths, I want you to set your television sets tonight because at 7:05, it is going to be Jazz Chisholm and the Miami Marlins taking on Lucius Fox and the Washington Nationals. For the first time ever in history, 2 Behemoths will be in opposite dugout at the Major League Baseball level. That game comes on at 7:05, and then at 10 o'clock, you know I'm a sports guy, so I'm getting all this in. Phoenix Suns and DeAndre Ayton, they find themselves even with the New Orleans Pelicans at 2 games apiece in that NBA first round series. So it's going to be an interesting night for television. Lucius Fox for the Washington Nationals going up against Jazz Chisholm and the Miami Marlins. Wow, 7:05. Don't let the TV be watching you tonight, please.
Let them know which channels.
7:05 is they can watch it on the Major League Baseball Network and make sure that they get that. So get home, get all the eats, all the drinks, make it look like this a Bahamian World Series with these 2 guys playing tonight. So we're looking forward to that. Also looking forward to hearing from some of our guests in the studio today. You'll be fit. I know it's too late for me to get in shape, but I think I'm going to try the race. Why don't you and I go?
I thought you were working on your summer body. It's almost summer. What's happening there? No?
Just like how early in the year when you do your New Year's resolution and it don't come through?
Yeah, it didn't come through.
It did not come through. So I'm still going to try and get there. Also, we're going to go horsing around this morning. Antoinette Smith is going to do a bit of a horsing around.
She actually was riding the horse?
Riding the horse, but let's see how she's doing first out there on the streets with our morning traffic. Good morning, Antoinette.
Fisher and LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. Your Tuesday morning traffic report is coming to you live from East Street and Cordo Avenue. I know I say this every morning, but this has been a quite busy area of traffic, even beyond the 7 o'clock hour. It's no doubt about to pick up in the next coming hours. Now joining us as ever is Corporal Patrick Kemp of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Antoinette. Good morning, Bahamas.
All right, Cam. So I've noticed in this area, there's no light here controlling the traffic. There's just people swinging in and out of traffic. What are some tips to maneuver an area of, I guess you could call it, uncontrolled traffic?
Well, in the area of East Street and Cordo Avenue, and you have Cordo Avenue, I call it Cordo Avenue A and Cordo Avenue B because it is a staggered junction in this area. And one of the things you don't want to do, like persons do, Anthony, as opposed to stopping at the corner like you're supposed to do and assessing your way clear, we ever driving on the street and somebody just pulled their vehicle right onto the main road? And it's kind of scary because it causes you to swerve trying to avoid that possible collision. And the danger about that is you can collide into an oncoming vehicle. So one of the things you don't want to do is come straight out onto the main road. You want to stop where it's safe. You want to assess your way clear, put your signal on, and you want to enter onto the main thoroughfare. Because chances are if you get in an accident, entering onto the main road, you can be charged for causing that accident.
I know there are now charges for reckless driving. Can you explain a bit more about these charges? We talked about it a bit last week, but we're sort of seeing it play out this week after that hit and run on Friday.
Yeah, a lot of the motoring public needs to be reminded that the Traffic Act has been amended. And you will find that you're not going to go to court and just pay a fine. You're going to actually do jail time for reckless, killing in the course of reckless, dangerous driving, driving without due care and attention, persons who are driving with a disqualified license, persons who are not supposed to be driving, period, who doesn't have a license, persons who are driving, and you know I say this when I come on when I do the show, persons who are driving with these children still not properly seated in their child protective seat. If the child loses their life, God forbid, and it's discovered that they were not in their seat and no insurance, you will find yourself doing jail time. And again, let me stress, please get your vehicle insured. You don't know what life has in store for you, and you don't know what mishap can happen. Where you're involved, you're not exempted, you will find yourself doing some jail time.
All right, well, you definitely want to take note of that. this Tuesday morning. As always, we want to encourage you drivers out there to drive with due care and attention. Take note of the advice that Corporal Kemp gives us every morning. As for now, we're going to toss it back to you in studio, Fisher and Ladon.
Thanks a lot. We are waking up to a chilly 68 degrees, mostly sunny today. Winds east-northeast at 5 miles per hour. Humidity 88%. Our high-pressure system centered just north of the area will maintain general fresh winds across the islands today. For all areas, weather partly to mostly sunny and warm, but a bit breezy in the central and southeast Bahamas with a chance of a few passing showers today. Mostly fair and mild with a few possible stray showers, mainly across the central and southeast Bahamas tonight. Daytime high temperature reaching 84 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low of 70. And as we look ahead to Wednesday, partly sunny and warm with a few isolated showers. During the day, mostly fair and mild condition expected. During the night, 81 in the day, 70 at night. And then on Thursday, cloudy with a few scattered showers across the northwest Bahamas to partly sunny and warm across the central and southeast Bahamas with a spotty shower or two possible. Fair at night with a brief shower or two possible. 81 in the day, tipping to 61 at night.
After several days of double-digit cases, local COVID infections are back down to 5. 4 of them here in New Providence, the other in Grand Bahama. 3 females and 2 males make up the count. As for hospitalization, 6 people are being treated for the illness, all listed as moderately ill. 164 active cases remain with 5 new recoveries. Health officials actively monitoring the rise and fall of COVID-19 cases nationally. The country is now focused on the return to a greater sense of normalcy, as Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis has every intent to lift the mask mandate by summer.
This is very fluid. What we see today may be a bit different than what we see on Wednesday when the EOC meeting comes into play. And so I am guarded as it relates to any statement about whether or not we're going to restrict or open up until we get those reports coming in. We are concerned about several developments that are taking place, particularly in the United States, where we're seeing spike in cases. And a lot of those individuals coming to our country. And so that is something that the EOC is concerned about.
Wearing masks should be a choice. That's how Bahama President Graham Davis feels about it. The hotel executive admitted to a drop-off in bookings when the Omicron variant surged here in the Bahamas and the United States. But now with the Center for Disease Control's Level 1 COVID-19 travel rating, that has all changed with the resort completely sold out this week.
I think that really speaks volumes as far as the demand and the return of group business, and we're seeing that into the future, into quarter 2, later on into Q3 and the rest of the year, and most importantly into next year, into 2023 and 2024. We're seeing our pace outperforming what we've seen in the past years for those future years as well.
Immunization records can now be accessed electronically thanks to the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization. The electronic immunization register was launched on Monday at the ministry's Meeting Street headquarters.
2019, we have been entering data into an electronic platform that Pan American Health Organization has been collaborating with the Ministry of Health and the government to ensure that we have better access to immunization information of our population.
This is very important for us because it's going to move us into the digital world, and for us not to be following handwritten records that can actually be destroyed as a result of hurricane.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis on hand Monday as FTX Digital Markets reached a pivotal point in establishing a presence here in the Bahamas. The cryptocurrency exchange giant held a groundbreaking ceremony for its new home.
It was not where we originally thought we were going to end up, but because of the work of everyone here and an enormous number of colleagues who are not here today, in the Bahamas, it became that place. So huge thank you to everyone for making this a place that we could call home.
Executive Director of the Bahamas National Trust, Eric Carey, is set to vacate that post on December 31st. Carey has held down the position for the past 15 years, having overseen the organization's growth to an environmental powerhouse of thousands of dedicated members. The Ministry of Works and Utilities advising motorists to drive with caution in the Village Road area as contractors are still working to repair a broken water main. A statement from the ministry acknowledges a social media video where an individual is expressing concern over what he termed a large sinkhole that at least one vehicle has fallen into, a clear threat to other motorists. The ministry says the leak discovered Sunday night has led to water settling in the road.
With today's lesson. Bobby, can you tell me the national bird of the Bahamas?
Miss J, we can't hear Bobby because he's fooling around with the other guys.
All right now, y'all settle down. That's okay, Bobby. I'll have a talk with your mom. It's time to transform the way you learn.
Transform the way you learn and improve your in-home Wi-Fi coverage with Eero.
After the scars of abuse fade, children are left to deal with its effects. A pediatric nurse is, however, hoping to make more awareness of the plight of these young victims, many of whom she encounters while on the job. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
In late 2021, 4-year-old Deonia Bella Walker unwillingly became the face of child abuse in the Bahamas. Her life cut tragically short, allegedly at the hands of her mother's boyfriend on November 5th, after sustaining blunt force trauma, leaving her with broken ribs and punctured internal organs. Like Bella, countless other faceless child victims suffer in silence, and it's something Senior Nursing Officer Rebecca Johnson hopes to bring attention to this National Child Protection Month. She offers this crucial advice to parents.
Make sure that who's supervising your child is someone who is decent, someone who's going to also love and support your child the way you would. You need to make sure that the person who is caring for your child will look after your child and protect them. And sometimes that includes knowing the environment that you're leaving your child in, because the individual who you leave to protect your child might be a good person, a loving person, a decent person, but who else is coming to that home? Maybe friends, relatives, who would seek to harm your child.
Up to the end of November 2021, the country recorded 62 cases of physical abuse, 115 cases of neglect, 17 cases of verbal and emotional abuse, incest, and abandonment, while 78 cases of sexual abuse were reported. Johnson, also a member of the Suspected Child Abuse and Prevention Association, says teaching children about inappropriate touching is important.
You should lead example by not touching your child inappropriately, so they know the difference between what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. You should not kiss your child or touch your child in a manner that's sexual, because if someone on the outside does it, wouldn't know the difference. Sorry. So it's very important. Educate. Teach your child the difference between good touch and bad touch.
She says abuse in all its forms has lasting effects that can carry into adulthood.
Some symptoms, not really symptoms really. Children who have been abused, some of the problems that they experience in addition to the dysfunctional families and then the hurt and the shame that goes straight for the rest of their life. You find children that don't do well in school, so you have academic failure. You find children may be more prone to run away from home. You find some children may even be considered suicide. So there are some really serious consequences of child abuse.
Her advice to parents and guardians: if a child feels uncomfortable being around someone, pay attention. Also, keep an open line of communication, so if they ever become a victim of abuse, they will tell you.
Well, celebrating and promoting acceptance for those diagnosed with learning challenges, that's the goal of Autism Awareness Month. But understanding what autism is comes first. Here's Krista Darling.
And they think that if they've got autism, they can't learn. And that is completely not the case.
Autism is often broadly defined, leading to many misconceptions. Blairwood Academy Director Kim Kuskalis explains.
Autism is a big umbrella, and it starts on one end of the spectrum, very, very mild. Sometimes children are called Asperger's syndrome, to severe. So you've got more mild, moderate, and severe. And I think today in society, you hear the word autism and everybody automatically thinks, oh, that child has severe autism. And that's not necessarily the case. There is a lot more kids these days that are diagnosed with more mild autism that have some of the traits of it, but aren't as severe, and that can function in a classroom.
Kuskala says there's the added myth that children with various forms of autism look or behave a certain way and are not academically inclined.
Usually a child with dyslexia has average to high average IQ. A child with Asperger's syndrome, which is on the milder end of the spectrum of autism, usually have very high IQs. Bill Gates, Richard Branson has dyslexia and ADHD. We've got, there's so many people in this world, and the misconception is that if you have autism or if you have dyslexia or if you have a learning challenge, you're dumb, and you're not. Kids have so much potential.
Here's what the Blairwood director suggests we can all do to better understand and peacefully coexist with those diagnosed with autism.
We have to teach our kids to be tolerant, that if a child is a little bit socially inept, that you need to maybe go and help them out. Try to bring them along and try to get them to come join you, because not all these kids, especially kids with mild autism, do not know how to socialize. And then what happens is then they get bullied. Parents need to be very open and honest with their children that may not have any disability or learning challenge. They need to start talking to their kids and make this generation understand, the school-age generation understand for what's going to be coming up as they get older.
Kuskala says raising awareness about autism is not just for this month, but years to come.
And as we head to the break, we take a look back at a day in Bahamian history. On April 26, 1967, 11 students were on hand as the Windermere High School over in Eleuthera first opened its doors. Also on this day in 1976, the Pan American Airlines ended its 47 years of continuous service to this country.
Happy anniversary savings at Home Care and Electrical and Home Decor, Joe Farrington Road, just west of the traffic light. 20% savings on all appliances for 1 week only. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, stoves, and much more. And 20% off all home decor items, including comforters, pillows, sheet sets, bathroom accessories, everything for your home. Home Care and Electrical and Home Decor, celebrating its anniversary and the opening of Phase 2 with big 20% savings for 1 week only, May 2nd to 7th. Call 324-7953.
Agent, before we send you out in the world, we must make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay. And bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
Well, UB Fit is celebrating its 5th anniversary in 2022, and joining us this morning is Candice Eldon and Melissa Major to talk more about the event. Welcome to the morning edition.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Bahamas. Thank you for having us.
Good morning. Candice, well, we'll start with you. You're the co-chair of the UB Fit committee. For those who don't know, tell us more about UB Fit and why it's so important for the university and the community as a whole.
Yeah, so UBFit started in 2017 at the University of the Bahamas. We are not only focused on education at UB, but also the health initiative, because we all know that your health is truly your wealth. And so UBFit was founded by a team of us who love to run and walk and raise money for charity. And the money that we've been raising over the past 5 years goes towards supporting our students at the University of the Bahamas.
With more than $235,000 raised from 2017, what do the funds raised go towards?
Yes, so we are focused on initiatives that will really touch and support our students. Our first 2 years, we focused on special needs mobility. We created new ramps on campus to make it easier for those that may be in wheelchairs. We have purchased laptops for students due to COVID-19 when we realized technology was a challenge. And we also support our annual fund, and this money goes into a pool that helps support students and faculty and staff when they want to do research or need tools or equipment, books, things to help their educational experience.
Now, these events, of course, depend on corporate sponsors. Melissa, you're here representing AML Foods. Why did you guys decide to partner with UB?
Well, Fisher, you know, this is very, very important for us as a corporate sponsor, and we are fully committed to serving the communities. And, you know, UBFit, Candace approached us about this opportunity, and this is an opportunity once again to impact our Bahamas as well as give back, and an opportunity to make sure that all the students get the resources that they deserve.
Now, with high levels of obesity in the country, why should the community get involved in such an event?
Well, it's all about movement. We know that food is a big component of health and wellness, but also fitness and getting active. And so UBFit provides an opportunity for everyone to come and walk, run, bike, skate, push. I've seen people out there with skateboards, bicycles. You can bring your family. It's important for us to keep moving and keep connected as a community.
Melissa, anything AML will be doing special during that day?
Well, definitely, we will be on the race side, so this is an opportunity. We'll have our team out to run that day. So this is a great opportunity. If you want to learn more about AML, what we do, you know, we have Solomon's, Fresh Market, Domino's, we have Kosh-Rite. All of our brands will be representing that day. So come on down. Register. This is a great opportunity. Get fit. And I must say, Fisher, we are excited. You're going to be at the race line. This is all about fitness and health. This is a great opportunity. You talked about obesity, so let's get healthier, Bahamas. And AML, we are fully committed to help making this change in the Bahamas.
That sounds like a hint for me to get involved. But Candice, just before we go, can you give us the details of the race, the date, the time, location?
Sure. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Melissa for coming out and for AML Food supporting UBFit. So UBFit is this weekend, April 29th to May 1st. Because of COVID, we went virtual last year, so you can come, you can participate virtually between April 29th to May 1st. But the big race, Charles Fisher, is on Saturday, April 30th. You can come out to University of the Bahamas at 6 a.m. We have a timed race. We have our running community. They're ready. They've been training. And so we want to invite the community out. Please register today. It's only $35 donation to the University of the Bahamas. You can come to Chapter One Bookstore today. You can get registered. You can also register online at ubfit.ub.edu.bs. Listen, this event is to build community, health and wellness, but also to support our students who need our support. Thank you so much, and we look forward to having you at UBFit this weekend.
Well, thank you, girls, for joining us in the morning edition. I'll see you on Saturday.
Yep.
And as we go to the break, we'll be coming right back and see just what Antoinette is up to.
Nature-based tourism supplies almost $50 million in revenue for Androsians every year. These priceless resources will continue to provide renewable benefits for thousands of people for years to come, as long as we take long-term action to preserve what's rightfully ours. The natural environment has played a vital role in our culture and economy for generations. Let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
love sloop sailing, then you would definitely know all about the Whitty K, Bull Reg, Confusion, the Captain Peg, and the Patton Pride. But this year, the budding skippers on board some of these vessels did not come to play against the veterans on the high seas. Well, we got a chance to talk to a few of them about their experience. It's considered the largest regatta of the season. This time around, though, some 42 boats and their crew battled it out on the high seas in Elizabeth Harbor for the top prize at the National Family Island Regatta. But it seems the young skippers are pulling out all of the stops and are giving the veterans a run for their money. We caught up with a few of them to talk about their experience.
When I won, I was like, I just felt good because some of these people been sailing longer than me, and I just won. I just beat them.
It just makes me feel free while I'm sailing.
And my dad introduced me to sailing, so that's kind of how it all started for me. It's been really fun, and I've liked hanging out with a lot of my friends.
It was a very interesting day. I had a lot of breakdowns the previous days. We had no bilge pump, sank, and then came swimming back today and got a 3rd overall, and we're helping out our fellow ESC sailors.
Winner of the E-Class, Joshua Green of the Captain Peg, says he was impressed with the young skipper's performance.
Among the young guys, Dallas and all those who teach all the young people down here to be able to beat up on the old people. So today I see where the young guys is really coming up, and I appreciate that.
But wait. It gets a little bit more interesting. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, a veteran fisherman, could not resist the temptation and got his first taste of sloop sailing on board the winning team for the C-Class, the Patton Pride.
Being a boatman, I was just happy to be on the water and to be a part of the Patton Pride crew from Exuma, along with Captain Stephen Knowles from Long Island. So we had persons from 3 different islands on the same boat competing, and we won the last race, and it was just an exciting experience, not just to be on the boat and be on the water, but to experience what other sailors experience.
With a strong showing of young skippers at this year's National Family Island Regatta proves that the sport is definitely in good hands.
Good morning, Fisher and Ladon. Good morning, Bahamas. We're here again, this time with some very special guests. As you know, there's a day for everything, and today is National Help a Horse Day. And with us is animal enthusiast Nate McKinney. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tell us the name of this stunning beauty right here.
All right, this is King Eric. King Eric is basically a retired Surrey horse, as well as, we use him for leisure for the kids, for dream chasers, in our initiatives, or the riding kids in the community. We started off in the pandemic, and now we do like small events just to feed them and so forth.
Why a horse? Most people, they get a dog, they get a cat. Why a horse?
Well, fortunate for me was I grew up in the horse and buggy industry, through the tourism industry. So over a period of time, riding and just falling in love with them in and out the stables every day. So that's where we at right now.
So what do people need to know about owning beauties like these horses? It takes a lot of work, a lot of grooming, a lot of effort.
Basically, it's basically expensive, but at the same time, it's just the care and the love and attention, just like us. These are mamas. They want attention. Like he's playing with you right now. He won't play.
This is live TV. I'm sorry I'm not going to ride the horse for you today, but I'm definitely going to get to know King Eric a little bit more. So what should we know if we wanted to get in contact with your organization?
Well, basically, the organization is called Dream Chasers. You can also contact Charles Fisher on the show. Thank you for having us on today. He always tried, even during the pandemic, he brought the show around to source out help and so forth like that, because these are very expensive animals, and the pandemic was very, very bad as a recession. So anything would help,
Well, you can get in contact with Nate McKinney if you ever want to meet King Eric here at this lovely, beautiful Surrey horse. And with that, Fisher and Ladon, we're going to toss it back to you guys.
Oh boy, I thought Anthony was going to ride the horse.
Thank you, my good friend Nate, for Help a Horse Day. When we think about horse, we think about here, and but help the horse in a different way. Think about it in a different way. So tomorrow, I think we're going to tell the folks to news that we want to tell them. We're not going to wait until Friday to watch what's on your plate.
Yeah.
So we're going to put it on your plate tomorrow and let you know exactly what has happened. But be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition at 6:30 in the Bahamas tonight at 7 o'clock.
All right, and that's it for us this morning for the entire team.
Thanks for watching Boston in 4.
Have a great morning, everybody.
They call me hot cake. I'm in a poor state, yet I stay on guard. I protect their yard. They hardly feed me. Sometimes I'm so thirsty. They say I ain't got no pedigree. They don't love me. They only know me when they need me.
You're watching the